Consomme, or stock, forms the basis of all meat soups and also of all principal sauces. It is, therefore, essential to the success of these culinary operations to know the most complete and economical method of extracting from a certain quantity of meat the best possible stock or broth fresh. Uncooked beef makes the best stock, with the addition of cracked bones, as the glutinous matter contained in them renders it important that they should be boiled with the meat, which adds to the strength and thickness of the soup. They are composed only the substance to which they owe their solidity of gelatine and a fatty fluid, something like marrow. 2 ounces of them contain as much gelatine as composed of meat, but in them this is so encased in the earthy substance that boiling water can dissolve only the surface of the whole bones, but by breaking them they can be dissolved more. Where there is an abundance of it, it causes the stock, when cold, to become a jelly. The flesh of old animals contains less flavor than the flesh of young ones. Brown meats contain more flavor than white. Mutton is too strong in flavor for good stock, while veal, although quite glutinous, furnishes very little nutriment. Some cooks use meat that has once been cooked. This renders little nourishment and destroys the flavor. It might answer for ready soup, but for stock to keep it is not as good, unless it should be roasted meats. Those contain higher fragrant properties, so by putting the remains of roast meats in the stock pot, you obtain a better flavor. The shin bone is generally used, that the neck or sticking piece, as the butchers call, it contains more of the substance that you want to extract, makes a stronger and more nutritious soup than any other part of the animal. Meats for soup should always be put on to cook in cold water in a covered pot and allowed to simmer slowly for several hours, in order that the essence of the meat may be drawn out thoroughly, and should be carefully skimmed to prevent it from becoming turbid. Never allowed to boil fast at any time, and if more water is needed, use boiling water from the teaspoon. Of cold or lukewarm water spoils the flavor. Never salt it before the meat is tender, as that hardens and toughens the meat, especially if the meat is to be eaten. Take off every particle of scum as it rises and before the vegetables are put in. Allow a little less than a quart of water to a pound of meat and bone, and a teaspoonful of salt. When done, strain through a colander. If for clear soups, strain again through a hair sieve, or fold a clean towel in a colander set over an earthen bowl, or any dish large enough to hold the stock. As stated before, stock is not as good when made entirely from cooked meats. But in a family where it requires a large joint roasted every day, the bones and bits and underdone pieces of beef, or the bony structure of turkey or chicken that has been left from carving, bones of roasted poultry, these all assist in imparting a rich dark color to soup, and would be sufficient, if stewed as above, to furnish a family without buying fresh meat for the purpose. Still, with the addition of a little fresh meat, it would be more nutritious. In cold weather, you can gather them up for several days and put them to cook in cold water, and when done, strain and put aside until needed. Soup will be as good the second day as the first if heated to the boiling point. It should never be left in the pot, but should be turned into a dish or shallow pan and set aside to get cold. Never cover it up, as that will cause it to turn sour very quickly. Before heating a second time, remove all the fat from the top. If this be melted in, the flavor of the soup will certainly be spoiled. Thickened soups require nearly double the seasoning used for thin soups or broth. Coloring is used in some brown soups, the chief of which is brown burnt sugar, which is known as caramel by French cooks. Pounded spinach leaves give a fine green color to soup. Parsley or the green leaves of celery put in soup will serve instead of spinach. Pound a large handful of spinach in a mortar, then tie it in a cloth and wring out all the juice. Put this in the soup you wish to color green 5 minutes before taking it out.
gives a green color to soup. To color soup red, skin 6 red tomatoes, squeeze out the seeds and put them into the soup with the other vegetables, or take the juice only as directed for spinach. For white soups with veal, lamb, or chicken, none but white vegetables are used. Rice, pearl barley, vermicelli, or macaroni for thickening. Grated carrot gives a fine amber color to soup. It must be put in as soon as the soup is free from scum. Hotel and private house stock is quite different. Hotels use meat in such large quantities that there is always more or less trimmings and bones.